The Rewind Sports
60. From the city of big shoulders, the jewel of the Midwest, comes a sports show that's one of a kind. From iconic players to iconic stadiums to iconic teams, this is my kind of town. Chicago! And the Rewind Sports 60 is my kind of show. From Air Jordan to Sweetness to Papa Bear Hallis, this city works hard, but plays even harder. Danny Carlino and Jerry Riles bring you the Rewind Sports 60. Live. The Rewind Sports 60 starts now.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Rewind Sports 60, a Bears post-game edition of the Rewind Sports 60. We're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, broadcasting from the world's famous Saranello's restaurant there, Italiano, right here in the heart of Wheeling. This is the Rewind Sports 60. Let's get to our esteemed panel. Of course, you know me, Jerry Riles, but you know him as well. He's the one. He's the only. He's the dynamic one, the Italian stallion. He's Danny Carlino. What's up, DC?
Good to be here once again. A brisk fall day, but
yes.
The sun was out and the offense was out pretty early there.
Oh, yeah.
And good enough for the Bears to hold on. And division victory.
Did you hear? Exactly. First time.
Yeah, when was the last time the Bears won a division game?
19-something like.
In the aughts?
10 straight consecutive division losses, man. 10 straight. They finally get one.
If you want to win the division, you kind of have to win a couple of those
But I like what you said. They hold on.
Well, it felt like they held
on.
In a way.
Detroit Lions, they held on for sure.
They played a good 3 quarters.
Yeah.
The fourth quarter got a little
Yeah, they certainly did. And Khalil Mack, return of the Mack, back in business.
Little difference.
We'll get a chance to talk about all of the fun activity, I guess you could say, that took place over on the Lakefront Soldier Field. The Bears 34-22 victors over the Detroit Lions, improving their mark to 6-3. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you love him. He's the one. He's the only. He's the best comedian, the best entertainer. He's just simply the best all the way around. He's the one. He's the man. He's Kelly Lee Williams.
The champ is here.
Come on,
the
sing
champ
that
is here. The Bears first place, man, and staying there.
Boom.
Yes, it didn't look good, but you know what? They are 6-3. I didn't think they would win 6 games all year.
No one.
They
really
have
expected.
won 6 games already, and we are only in week 10, 9th game. Oh man, and they look good.
They really look good. Kelly, again, there were some prognosticators and some of the media likes during the preseason before even the preseason got started. They said that this Bear team, they'd be lucky if they win 3 games. We're in the 10th week of the National Football League, and the Bears have improved their mark to 6-3.
Not just improved it, they are looking stronger every single game, in one way or another, either in defense, offense, or special teams. Yes, they have some slip-ups, but they do have a plan, and now you can see the plan. They finally started the game out with Howard, boom, running game, boom, and they marched down the field twice, first two drives, touchdown drives. That's a quarterback picking up as quickly as possible. This is his 21st start ever in the National Football League. But would we think so? Nope. Because his quarterback rating 148 today.
Oh!
148.6 was his quarterback rating. Okay, we're looking at something historic.
Wait a minute. Take it easy. Take it easy
for the Bears.
For the quarterback position. Have you seen?
Take it easy,
No,
Kelly.
I will not take it easy. No, I will not. You know why? Because we're still talking about Jay Cutler as the best pick.
You said the guy played his 21st game, and we're looking at some historic.
When's the last time a Bears quarterback had a 148.6? When's the last time a Bears quarterback
fever or rating?
Not even a rating, a 148.6 rating. 46
rating.
rating.
Not historic numbers.
For the Bears quarterback position, it is. Yes, it is. We're talking about the Bears,
but the rules are different also.
Well, who cares what the rules are?
Kelly.
Hey.
The rules are designed for the quarterback nowadays. So if you're a quarterback in the National Football League,
Nathan Peterman,
you can't exploit.
Some people are beyond help.
Nathan Peterman.
Well, I mean, come on, that's a benefit of the doubt, so to speak. I mean,
benefit of the doubt. Benefit if he sucks.
Maybe he does, but most of the quarterbacks in the National Football League, they're going to have a passer rating of 100 plus.
Nope.
They're going to, because defenses. The rules are designed to protect the quarterback. They've taken defensive cornerback safeties defensive linemen out of the football game because you can't touch somebody.
Right.
If you sneeze on them, it's a 15-yard penalty. So if you're a quarterback and you can't succeed in the National Football League, and even just a halfway clip, you shouldn't be there.
Blake Bortles.
Well,
he had a good year last year.
He certainly did.
What's he doing now?
He certainly did.
He's back to Jacksonville.
Exactly. All right. This kid, we're not talking.
Well, he's one of the top 10 passing quarterbacks in the league.
We're not talking about other teams, are we, Jerry?
You understand the Blake Bortles?
Yes.
But, okay.
We're talking about the Bears.
If you believe that, you believe those are historic numbers.
For the Bears.
I got some land I want to sell you.
Why can't you say put for the Bears after that?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why can't you put for the Bears? For the Bears quarterback situation.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yes, absolutely historic numbers. For the Bears. Yes.
For me, more important than the numbers, because football you can make any number look however you want. But more importantly for me is the way they started the game, the no huddle. You have to have a lot of trust in your quarterback to do that, first of all.
And he's 21 starts in, and they're finally giving him that trust.
And it was effective. He didn't make any big mistakes.
Against the Detroit Lions.
Against the Detroit Lions, but still he didn't throw any. He didn't.
Had somewhat of a banged up defense.
See, now I want to throw the excuses.
Right, but he's still,
he
didn't really throw any balls that look like I can't believe that that DB didn't catch it.
No,
he didn't put himself in that situation.
He played awesomely. Let's give it to him. It doesn't matter who. We need to. It's a division foe. And you just said we lost 10 straight against the division. So we could have lost 11 straight, couldn't we?
And also, even though
we didn't. Not even close.
The Bears have had, obviously, their more recent pass has been pretty bad.
Yes.
But not it's not like they didn't have any company in being bad. I mean, there are some of the Lions teams, although Stafford has always that high ceiling that he only gets to in flashes here and there. Lions have had some rough teams. Only the Packers have been consistent over this last.
So have the Bears, and the Bears have been rough too.
Well,
but they still lost even some of the bad division teams at home.
Not today.
No, and that's fine.
I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome to watch.
With some mistakes too, it still overcame them.
Yeah, defensive, and there were defensive mistakes. That's awesome because you know what? This defense have not been together for but 9 games, and they're 6-3. Khalil Mack hasn't even had a preseason. Roquan Smith hasn't had a preseason. And Roquan Smith once again led into defensive tackles for this team.
Double digits.
So, looking good. And these guys haven't had much experience together. And they're going to get a couple more games to gel. I think this could be a really cool season for this team, for this Chicago Bears team particularly.
Well, no, it's already a cool season for this football team for the fact, again, they're top in the NFC North and 6-3.
I'm talking Saints, Bears, Rams.
Well, they still, again, and Danny makes a great point. They still have to win the division, and Green Bay's not going anywhere. We got the Minnesota Vikings who had a bye week this past week. They're going to be sniffing around. So, despite the fact that the Bears have put together, some consecutive victories now after the disappointing losses that they suffered, they still have to contend. They have 5 games out of their next 8 games against division opponents. 3 in the next 11 days, or with minus this one now, we got Minnesota and Detroit. So, again, we still have to see what happens, what unfolds in the next 5 to 8 games that the Bears are going to have against their NFC division rivals.
You are absolutely correct. But what we've seen so far in these first 9 games of a season that I predicted they were going to go 4-12. And then Khalil Mack came over and said, okay, maybe 7-9. They're 6-3 right now, and they're 6-3 because of the offense and the defense and the special teams. There are sometimes, but you can say
the special teams wasn't all that special.
I'm saying,
here's the thing: Detroit fired their special teams coach last week.
Right,
they're not going to fire him. I mean, Cody Parkey had a bad day. I mean, I'm going to give it to him, but he had a bad day on this day because if he had a bad day when the game was close, he'd be out of here.
Because he did that against Miami.
Right. But I'm not. Why you bring up Cody Parkey right now? I'm trying to talk about the good.
Because he almost got the cycle.
He's part of the story of the game.
Not really. I'm giving Parkey a pass.
Those 4 missed kicks.
But if you're looking to the future and that potential playoff, those games probably going to be because the Lions ain't going to be there. The Bills are not going to be there. The Jets are not going to be there.
And we got to stop. We got to stop doing that. Because our future is right now.
Doing what?
Look into the future. Our future, every game is right now because this team is not doing what we were expected to do. Now they're doing a whole lot more. We're not thinking non-playoff team. This team, I think, could go to the NFC Conference Finals against the Rams or the Saints because the Bears are top 5 in offense and top 5 in defense right now. The only team, top 5 offense and defense. And they are putting it together. Matt Nagy, I think, is going to be coach of the year.
If they get in the playoffs, I would say
That's right. Kelly is smoking. Drinking that bear Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, though. The Rams are not a surprise. The Saints have Drew Brees, but they've been kind of up and down in recent years. So I mean,
not this year.
Other than unless those teams both go like 15-1 or something, I think Matt Nagy, if they get in the playoffs, you got to give it to him. I think. And to me, if they don't win at least 3 out of get at least 9 victories this year, it's a total collapse. 9 or 10 wins, they got to get at this point.
Oh,
with the Giants.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if any remnants of the old Eli Manning somewhere in there, but it doesn't look like it.
And these same lines again.
And we're going to be taking a short time out here from Saranello's Ristorante Italiano. But if the Bears, let's just hope they can knock off Minnesota next week, because Minnesota's coming off a bye, and maybe that little rust. Now it depends on if they're going to be practicing at all during the week. Unlike the Bears, when they had their bye week, Matt Nagy told, hey, go on, get your fishing rods, get your golf gloves, go on, take the week off. And we saw what happened there, right? Yeah. So it depends on what happens with Minnesota, if they take half the week off and get back to work on Wednesday or Thursday, what type of Viking team the Bears are going to be facing. But if the Bears can come away with a win there, and I truly believe they can, again, take care of business against Detroit when they go to the Motor City. That's 3 consecutive wins. Now we're sitting pretty. Now we're in a good position. And then you talked about the Giants and these other games that's coming up. They're looking good. The important thing is about this Bear football team is you got to give kudos to their staff and their strength and conditioning coach, because this team is very healthy. They are very healthy.
And lucky.
Well,
luck and health.
Luck and health comes together, and you get a 6-3 mark.
Yes.
Kelly Lee Williams, Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion. Yours truly, Jerry Riles. Segment 1 down, coming right back to talk more Bear football. If you want to join in, give us a ring, 847-777-0140, 847-777-0140. You've got the Rewind Sports 60. Lock it in.
It's the end of the quarter. Time for a break in the action. The hottest sports panel in Chicago will get back to the fast-paced action, streaming live on Facebook Live. We're back at it after this quick timeout, so don't you dare touch that iPhone, Android, iPad, Mac, or PC. Lock it in.
portion of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from Saranello's Restaurante, is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.
Chicago sports you want, you're in the right place.
Hello, Chicago!
The Rewind Sports 60.
That's the best in the city of Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, we're streaming live on YouTube. Go to the Rewind Sports 60, the Rewind Sports 60 on YouTube. You can follow us on Facebook, all our social media. But you can also check out our website. It's the RewindSports60.com. THE RewindSports60.com. It's got a great website. Kelly Lee Williams! Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion. Kelly Lee Williams just got us up on Instagram, so we're
Yeah, I got a little social media savvy. I've been an IT guy since 1994, since I got out of the Army. By the way, Army, 5 years, 1 month, 14 days. Happy Veterans Day. To me and to Marty B. He's also a veteran.
All the veterans out there.
I just found out he was in the Navy and he was doing the Vietnam. So was my dad. My dad and Marty might have served together in Vietnam. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. But very cool. And just happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. And make sure that we're taking care of each other, looking out for each other, especially if you are getting depressed around this time of the holiday season. You need to talk to somebody, pick up that phone. You don't have anybody, talk to us. We talk all day long. We'll get on the phone, talk to you. It's like, hey, it's all good, all right? Veteran to veteran, happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day for sure. You can reach out to Donita Lake, our
clinical, yes,
health specialist on the
Rewind
Sports 60. You can reach out to her as well. But Kelly Lee Williams said it. You need to talk with someone, we'll talk. Believe me.
Talk your ear off.
We will talk your ear off, your head off, and everything else.
Hopefully that will actually be a help.
Right.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's not, but we'll do our best.
Feel free. Give us a call, 847-777-0140. 847-777-0140 is our number here at the Rewind Sports 60. Bears post-game celebration. Woo! They improved to 6-3, top of the leaderboard in the NFC North. They knock off the Detroit Lions 34-22 over at Soldier Field. And it's interesting that the Lions were able to come together with 22 points when everything started, and Mitchell Trubisky and that team, they scored 4 consecutive touchdowns, the Bears did. And I'm thinking in my mind with a Khalil Mack back on the football field that this Bear football team is looking to have Detroit lay an egg, a goose egg. The defense, they pride themselves on that. But Matthew Stafford and the boys, they just continue to battle and hang in there despite being sacked 6 times. And they were able to put 22 points on the board. So
that was an improvement. He got sacked 10 times a week before.
Exactly.
Well, also, the Bears' defensive penalties stepped in again.
Yes.
There's too many defensive penalties.
Exactly.
They got to stop that.
Everything's automatic first down on defense too, so that just kills you.
Right, exactly. Akeem Hicks earlier this week said that when asked the question, will this Bears defense be able to amass 10 sacks against the Detroit Lions offensive line and Matthew Stafford, he said, well, you know what, it's hard to come by, and we see what happened last week. They'll be in our place. We'll see if we can get close to that number. Maybe we can get 11, but hey, they did the best they could. They got 6 sacks, and Khalil Mack, return of the Mack.
Boom, return of the Mack.
Oh my God,
return of the Mack.
Once again,
you know that he'd be back.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
He got 2 sacks, man.
Yes,
he got 2 sacks,
and he looked quick.
Well, he's not 100%. Yeah, he's still not 100%.
But that extra week off helped. You can tell that extra week off helped, and I'm glad that Matt Nagy made that decision. Now, coaching decisions.
Well, I think the injury made the decision for them.
Well, that they were playing Buffalo.
If they were playing, I believe if they were playing the Lions last week, he would have played.
Yeah, those high ankle sprains are something you got to nurse properly and let it heal properly as much as you can.
But now Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks and Leonard Floyd got his first sack of the year. with that sack, do you understand? Y'all need to understand about the Bears defense. 13 different Bears players have a sack. 13 different players have at least one full sack. That's unheard of. This defense, it is 13 different players.
You're right.
Vic Fangio has got this and they still don't know each other. This is only game 9 of them playing together, and Khalil Mack missed 2 of them, and they're still doing top 5 points allowed, offensive points allowed, top 5 in offensive points allowed. They got to clean it up the third and fourth quarter.
Right, they do.
And that's on Fangio too, because that says they're not making the proper adjustments coming out of halftime.
The adjustments to the adjustments.
The adjustments to the adjustments is not happening, and that needs to change. And I think they get a little bit too confident, a little too big in their britches when they come out too.
Third and fourth quarter and third and fourth down.
Boom.
Right. But that's the one thing about this football team. I think their confidence level is rising every week.
Love the confidence.
I think their talent is arguably one of the best in the league, of course, which, in my opinion, and I said that this Bears team will be salivating when this Detroit Lion team come to Chicago. And I think the emotion and the angst, so to speak, to get out there.
Yep.
Sometimes because you can play overly aggressive, right? Sure. And then you have these defensive penalties. There's a penalty that Kyle Fuller was called for. He got beat on a fly route by the receiver, and he recovered. And he actually deflected the pass.
Yep.
But because he made contact beyond the 5-yard mark, they called him for pass interference. That was an aggressive football play, and those are type of plays, those are type of penalties. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to see any penalties.
But that's a penalty
that's a penalty that you can accept because he was being aggressive on that play, and he actually came back and broke it up. So, with the exception, and you're right, it was ticky-tack because he kind of got his arm on the receiver 10 yards, 15 yards down the field, and then he was able to recover, stick his hand up there and deflect the pass to break it up. But the officials said, hey, pass interference. Those are penalties that I think you can live with.
Right.
Those are something that you can clean up when you're watching film during the week and say, okay, you got beat, but you were able to recover and still break that thing up. So
bad as a penalty is, it's better than a touchdown.
You don't want, like Charles Leno Jr. Last week he had like 2-3 consecutive penalties. I don't know how many he finished with the game, and I understand the makeshift, what's going on the offensive line, Kyle Long going down, and the offensive line is always suspect for the Chicago Bears. But you don't want bonehead penalties.
Right.
You want a penalty because someone was maybe too aggressive. Maybe they because it's kind of hard to control yourself when you see that turkey on the table.
Yeah.
Once you start to jump, there's no air brakes.
Exactly.
The false starts and the illegal shifts, though, they have to get rid of those.
But those you're right, because those penalties can come back and bite them down when they face a good team, and especially if they get to the playoffs. Those types of penalties can certainly come back and bite you and haunt you, and you got to clean those things up. So hopefully, Nagy and Vic Fangio, those guys will come together and say, hey, let's watch some film. Let's see what we did wrong. Let's see what we have to adjust, and let's get back out there. But what I like about this coaching staff, and I like what the players are buying into, is that they're not looking like we are, 3 games in the next 11 days, 5 of the next games, of the 8 games against their division opponents. They're looking game by game by game, and that's the smart way to go about it. And Andy Reid, he taught Matt Nagy well.
Yeah.
Hey, 1 week at a time, and no one game is more important than the other.
Right. They are, but they're not. Because if you don't win that one, for example, last week's game against Buffalo, it was really only important if you somehow, some way lost that game.
Right.
Again, you don't say, well, we showed up, therefore we're going to win. I mean, Buffalo this week had a good game, albeit against the Jets, the team the Bears took care of the week before. But you take care of your business. You don't worry about the week after. You don't worry about the division until you play your division.
Right.
You can't win the division by beating Buffalo, but you could miss out on the playoffs.
That's
if
exactly
you don't
right.
Take care of Buffalo. So you take care of that when you have it. Now we got division. You take care of division. Next week you got the team that's most likely to be most competitive with you in Minnesota.
Right.
See what you can do against
them. And that's the
them.
philosophy. That's the philosophy of Nagy. Say, hey, guys, don't look at it the way the fans are looking at it. Don't look at it the way the media are looking at it.
Please
look at
don't look at it the way we look at
it. Don't look at it like we look.
Watch us and listen to us, but don't look at it.
One game at a time.
No good. Yeah.
One game at a time. No matter who's on the schedule. Yeah, we're just funny.
Sorry, Mr. Nagy.
That's it.
About what I said before the season started.
We're sorry. No, hey, let me tell you something. One thing I can say about you, I commend you to say, hey, I'm sorry that I second guessed you guys. I'm sorry that I didn't expect this from you guys. There are a lot of people out there, and again, some of the scribes here in the Chicago market that I don't think that they will say exactly.
Especially the guys that are on the radio. I mean,
Radio.
they still ripping them on the radio, and it really annoys me. It really annoys me when I listen to post games on the radio because they want to rip the quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, like you kind of do here. 21 total starts for a guy that only had like 14 career starts in college, and he came in, and now he's doing this. We shouldn't be expecting this. I mean, this is amazing for a guy that with this track record.
But we asked the question, though. We asked the question, Kelly.
Yes.
And it's Kelly Lee Williams, Danny Carlino, Jerry Riles, the Italian Stallion. You're watching the Rewind Sports 60. We're broadcasting from Saranello's Restaurant, the Italiano, right here in the heart of Wheeling, located on Lake Cook Road and Milwaukee Avenue. So some would beg to differ, and maybe that's why he gets beat up sometimes by the media here in Chicago. That is it more of the system as opposed to Mitchell Trubisky? Because when you bring that type of limited experience to the National Football League and start to have some success, maybe it's more of the system as opposed to his skill and his talent.
System or whatever. I'm not going to claim to understand any football system, but I looked at the way he threw the ball today, and especially that second touchdown. The announcer, was it Chris Myers, I believe, on Fox, was claiming that it might have been a little underthrown. I'm not sure if it was underthrown or if it was one of those back shoulder deals where the defender can't really react to it. But for me, the most important thing, whether it was the way he wanted to throw it or not, he really zipped it in.
The Miller touchdown.
The defender didn't really have a chance to react, even whatever was underthrown or on purpose. It was either going to be a touchdown or it was going to be a complete. And those are other than a couple other times earlier in the season where he put some balls up for grab in traffic and they got intercepted in the end zone. This was either going to be good or it was going to be nothing.
There was no balls up for grabs anywhere in this game for Mitchell Trubisky. Those balls were zipped in. The one to Allen Robinson. Right off the flat, right up the middle. I mean, right on the mark. You can't stop a man full stride getting the ball like that, like Allen Robinson. That dude was hot, and Trubisky is hot right now. I am amazed at what's going on with this Bears offense. And come on, we have to be. This is crazy. We don't see this. We usually got to watch the Patriots or the Rams to see something like this.
Don't want to step too far ahead, but it kind of get the ball, get rid of it, quick.
And that's how they started the game.
And that's why I said, is it just the system? But he's following the system.
But he executed it.
I didn't answer that, Bub. John Fox, under Fox, he had a good game. The last 5 games, he showed some promise. And now that promise is coming to fruition. I think he had this talent. There was a reason he drafted him number 2. Now we see it. No, he's got the talent.
More Mitchell Trubisky. He's the savior. Yay!
Hey, he might be. He might be.
A lot of people didn't believe 2,000 years ago either.
Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion. Jerry Riles, the Rewind Sports 60. We're just getting revved up. Our Bears postgame podcast from Saranello's Restaurant, the Italiano. Come on back. When we come back, we'll talk more of Mitchell Trubisky, break down his numbers. We'd love to hear from you. Feel free to give us a ring.
They hit the post.
847-777-0140. Boom. Boom. 847-777-0140. You got the Rewind.
It's the end of the quarter. Time for a break in the action. The hottest sports panel in Chicago will get back to the fast-paced action, streaming live on Facebook Live. We're back at it after this quick timeout, so don't you dare touch that iPhone, Android, iPad, Mac, or PC. Lock it in.
This portion of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from Saranello's Restaurante, is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.
If it's Chicago sports you want, you're in the right place.
Hello, Chicago!
The Rewind Sports 60.
That's the best in the city of Chicago. Welcome back to Rewind Sports 60. Jerry Riles, Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion, Kelly Lee Williams, of course, broadcasting from the world's famous Saranello's Restaurante Italiano. Bears conversation post-game. Mitchell Trubisky had an incredible game. We'll get to his numbers in a second. But for those of you out there watching on YouTube and Facebook, you can say hello and thank you, and we appreciate you being a part of the program. And some of you may be wondering why yours truly have the blue ribbon here. Well, it's blue and white.
Well, you had a dog show we were at?
Take it easy.
Best in show Jerry was.
Yeah, I'm the best dog around for sure.
He's purebred, I'll tell you that much.
I love purebred right here at Saranello's, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's the business.
Very warm.
But I want to say thank you to the Executive Director of Youth Services in Glenview, Amy O'Leary, and of course Lisa Hanneman, her lovely assistant, who for the second straight year invited the Rewind Sports 60 to be a part of it. They invited yours truly to judge their annual 2018 Firefighters Chili Cook-Off. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
This is the ribbon that all the judges were given, 8 of us, to judge 11 different firehouses and their chili. And Danny Carlino, you were there last year. Unfortunately, you couldn't make it this year. But Kelly Lee Williams and Marty B came in, filled in for you very, very well. The chili was fantastic. It was fantastic. And we have to say congratulations to the Northbrook Fire Department. The Northbrook Fire Department, their house, they won this year's chili cook-off put on by Youth Services out of Glenview. And
we all won. We all won.
Exactly.
Except my wife. She did not win. She was not happy that night because
were you cutting?
I was cutting a rug and it was not happy.
Oh,
I Dutch ovened her too. She was not happy whatsoever. She loves me.
I remember I couldn't make it this year because I was doing Northwestern volleyball, opening up the new Welsh Ryan Arena. They won last night against Rutgers. So it was
nice.
Good. But yeah, I did miss that chili cook-off. I remember last year was quite a gas.
Can you get a shot?
But yes, it was.
Can you get a shot of this? Danny Carlino last year with the coach, impersonator, so to speak.
I mean, they have so many different varieties. Very creative with their chili.
Very good.
The worst one is great.
Yes.
Exactly.
And it's hard to find. Hard to really differentiate which one's the best and which one. Like, I don't know if I like it. You like them all.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to make a selection.
That's why you have to try more than once.
But Northbrook, I believe they were the one. Exactly.
Yes.
Northbrook, I think they were the ones. They had a little bit spicy. They had I think cilantro on top. I think they had the they even add the what are those little fish crackers?
The oyster.
The
goldfish.
Goldfish.
It was really, really good and really, really delicious. Yeah, exactly.
There was cheese everywhere,
and
man.
we had to,
cheese.
we had to judge it on presentation. We had to judge it on taste. We had to judge it on flavor. We had to judge it on smell.
Presentation.
And then I mean that's why I described it with the cilantro and the goldfish and
sometimes doesn't look so hot, but it tastes good. And sometimes like
at a swimsuit
it looks great and it doesn't taste like anything.
And Danny, some of them look hot, and it is hot.
And it's got to get you right here, a second or two later.
Muy caliente.
Danny, I got to tell you, they were all good, but some of them were a little bit extra good. I had to take my jacket off. I started to perspire.
Started to get for your brow.
Oh my goodness! I was like, "Holy Moses, it's getting hot up in here." But thank you so very much.
Like he needs a reason to take off his jacket.
Swinging it around.
Yeah.
10 minutes later,
that's only after a couple of.
His pants was off after 10 minutes. So,
take it easy. Take it easy. That's our show secret. Come on.
No, sorry.
I missed that. Oh.
But thanks again to Youth Services and of course the lovely Amy O'Leary, Lisa Henneman, all the lovely ladies over there. Steve, the general manager of the Harley Davidson, is where it took place.
Were they getting that siren, that bell, and everything going?
They did not get it going last night.
No,
they did not get it going last night.
That's too bad. I would have gotten that rung it myself.
You can go to our YouTube page, and it's right there if you want to check out any and everything that took place last night. Definitely check out our YouTube page. But thank you so very much, and it was a great turnout. They had over 450 people attend this event.
All right.
And of course, Danny, you loved it, the fact because for the first 2 hours was the chili contest and the cook-off, and then the next 2 hours, the final 2 hours, they had the trivia contest upstairs.
Like the trivia contest.
And they had a pretty great turnout.
Stick around a little bit for that trivia.
Just a little bit.
Did you get
and this year,
funky questions?
No. This year, Danny, they had monitors all throughout the hall upstairs. They opened up the entire hall, extended it out. They had television monitors all throughout the hall. And so you can see the questions.
Oh, nice.
The layout, it was really, really good. So
nice.
They did a great job.
I couldn't be there, fortunately, because I had to be at the Laugh Factory last night.
Yes.
Because Southside Chicago legend Robert Hines was in town, and he did his thing at the Laugh Factory. This man had health issues, but then he went vegan, lost 30 pounds in 4 months, and he looks good. He's funny as heck. He's got a series coming on. He's done a YouTube thing. He's a very funny man. So shout out to my man Robert Hines, Southside Chicago, out there representing us out there.
That's kind of like what Dick Gregory did when he went on the diet that he had. The
30 pounds in what?
30 pounds? 30 pounds in 4 months.
That's awesome.
I don't think I could lose 30 pounds in a British casino.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it'd be a lot funnier if I get it out in the first try.
It's okay. It was a nice try.
Like Cody Parkey, I missed the first 4 times, so I'm okay now.
Wow, Cody Parkey.
Let's get back to our Bears conversation. Bears post game. Feel free to join us 847-777-0140 if you want to comment. 847-777-0140. Bears knock off the Lions 34-22 over at Soldier Field. Mitchell Trubisky, the second coming. Kelly Lee Williams said, "Hey, this guy has historic proportions
for the Bears.
He's
for
historic
the Bears.
Proportions.
What? Finish that sentence. Finish it.
Like a man lives.
Mitchell Trubisky, 23 of 30, 355 yards, 11.8 average, 3 touchdowns. Sacked once for 7 yards. No INTs, ladies and gentlemen. No interceptions from Mitchell Trubisky.
And he almost.
Not even close.
Not even almost for Mitchell Trubisky. So he's definitely making some improvements and making some strides. Passer rating, Kelly Williams touched on it earlier, 148.6. So kudos to the young phenom, so to speak, who's
Let's call it what it is.
He's starting to come into his own. He's starting to come into his own, and it's good. And I commend the coaching staff, and again, for Matt Nagy believing in this kid and telling him, hey, listen, you just listen to me. Work the system, because there are a couple times that Mitchell Trubisky, we know earlier in the season, that he's get pressure, he's taken off. Today, against the Detroit Lions, he was under pressure, he scrambled, looked around, and then he found not his primary receiver,
his third receiver,
his progressions checked down,
fourth receiver.
Boom, he looked around and he found his open receivers,
and
he hit them accurately.
In stride.
Yes. So I mean, the kid is following instructions. He's paying attention, and he's executing the game plan the way it's put out there for him.
You know what? Who else we got to get up to?
Who?
Ryan Pace. Ryan Pace has been getting ripped. He's been ripped, and he should have been ripped.
Rightfully so.
Yes, but getting Mitchell Trubisky in the second round, he saw what he was. He knew the coach that he wanted to get, and he got the coach that he wanted to get, because I don't know if anybody was looking at Matt Nagy.
But you know what? It's again, I think more of the credit goes toward Matt Nagy and the coaching staff.
Absolutely. But Brian Pace brought in Matt Nagy and the coaching staff.
But that's the point. Because if you don't get Matt Nagy and the Andy Reid Kansas City system, Mitchell Trubisky is not having the success that he's having. I think Danny Carlino, he's got more happy feet, he's got more INTs, and who knows, a mistake here, a mistake there, he could be more injured. So the blessing came when Matt Nagy became available. John Fox was expendable because of his record. That was the huge move. Moving up to get Mitchell Trubisky was not necessarily the best move, especially for that system under John Fox.
I mean, again, I don't know what his thoughts were at that point. He probably knew what he wanted, whether or not John Fox was going to provide that proper environment for whoever he was picking. He knew that for whatever reason, this is the guy that I think can get the Bears into the next level here. So we know that he's at least an average to maybe a little bit better than average quarterback, and the team is probably a little bit better than average this year. They're not the way they were before. And again, so each week, like we were talking before the break, each week is a new test. So he's been able to do this against some bad teams. The Lions are not as bad as Buffalo, I don't think, but
they're bad.
They're not great, and they were a little bit banged up. Okay, and plus it's a division, so there's a little more attention put to this, and because they hadn't won a division game since, I don't know. I mean,
exactly.
I got to get one of the calendars I threw out.
To 10 consecutive days.
And then again, the following week is going to be Minnesota, a better team, a team that you're going to be fighting with for that division. So each test you got it graded on its own. And I did like that you brought that up, because that was one thing I was thinking about too. Not just the zip on the ball, not just getting out quick, not just getting it out on target. Is that he had a couple opportunities where, although the Lions didn't give him all the pressure, the protection was pretty good. There were a couple times where he kind of got flushed out a bit, but he didn't just go gung-ho.
Right.
Later in the game, he had to run a couple times, and he did. It was a planned run on the one touchdown, and that's fine. But he got himself set, he looked where he was going, and he put the ball where he needed to be put. And when you mix that up, that makes you even more effective when you do have to run.
He looked completely under control for the first half. Completely. And there was really no doubt. After the middle of the second quarter, I knew this game was over. I knew this game was over, but I was going to watch it anyway, and I'm glad I did. Because
Kelly, really, we all knew the game was over even before it started.
But it's the Bears.
19, I'm like,
even before it started.
But we have to. We have to acknowledge
they didn't lose the second half.
We have to acknowledge that, because this is not the same Bears team for the past 6 years. This is not the same Bears team that Mike Glennon was leading, and they were awful. Leading. But this is an awesome Bears team, and the monsters of the Midway are back, man. They are back.
Well,
temper.
Let's pump the brakes a little bit.
There we go. That media.
Exactly.
Hey, top five points allowed. They lost the last three. The 3 games that they lost, 11 points total, and
they're
those
not
were
monsters yet, though.
Hey, I'm saying the monsters are back, because if they keep this up, they're the monsters of the 21st century.
They're more monsters than a monstrosity. Let's put it that way.
That's
In
true.
the past, they were a monstrosity.
Yeah.
Because
Kelly,
remember under Trestman those games where they get 2 weeks in a row, they get up 100 points.
Right.
And
I see it with my eyes.
That's gone.
I think you get maybe a couple of Pro Bowlers on that defensive side of the ball, and I think maybe we can start. Right.
They got 4 right now. Khalil Mack, Prince Amukamara, Kyle Fuller. Is it Kyle Fuller, right? Kyle Fuller, and Akeem Hicks. Those 4 are going to be Pro Bowlers.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Kelly Lee Williams. Keep on coming, folks. We got more Bear conversation and breakdown here from Saranello's Ristorante Italiano. Kelly Lee Williams, Danny Carlino, Jerry Riles. Lock it in. This is the Rewind Sports 60 Bears postgame.
It's the end of the quarter. Time for a break in the action. The hottest sports panel in Chicago will get back to the fast-paced action, streaming live on Facebook Live. We're back at it after this quick timeout, so don't you dare touch that iPhone, Android, iPad, Mac, or PC. Lock it in.
This portion of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from Saranello's Ristorante, is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.
If it's Chicago sports you want, you're in the right place.
Hello, Chicago!
The Rewind Sports 60.
That's the best in the city of Chicago. Welcome back to Rewind Sports 60, Bears post-game show broadcasting from Saranello's Ristorante Italiano. Real quick programming note, we broadcast, stream live on YouTube and, of course, Facebook. Also, check us out on our website, therewindsports60.com. Catch us on Comcast if you're in the northern suburbs, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday, Lake County, channel 17, 6 p.m. Lake County, Comcast, 6 p.m., channel 17. Wednesdays in Cook County, the northern suburbs of the greatest city in the world, Chicago. Channel 19, Channel 35 at 7 p.m. if you have Comcast in the area. Folks, it's the best of the business. We really are. We don't rip our guys unless they deserve to be ripped.
Or it's funny. One of the two. We apologize afterwards normally, don't we?
But the Bears, we do. The Bears win at 34-22, and
6-3. That is so exciting.
Happy days. It really is happy days because no one expected the Bears to get 6 victories. No one really expected them to 6 victories. I except yours truly, kind of.
You did not.
No, I really did. I said possibly this team could go 8-8. I thought this team possibly could go 8-8. When they got Khalil Mack, I thought for sure they could win 10 football games. Just because the defense was already stud bound, so to speak, he just took them to a higher level.
This is an 11-5 team right now. If they lose, all they have to do, they lose one against Minnesota, one against Green Bay. The rest they can beat. Well, okay, sorry, one against the Rams against Green Bay. Is it the Rams or the Saints they played?
They played the Rams.
The Rams,
right.
Green Bay. Those are the really big ones that are coming up. The rest are very, very winnable. Minnesota's up and down.
You'd hope
big
that
time,
they split
up and down.
at least with Minnesota.
Right.
Again, I kind of hate doing this, but you kind of, like I said before, if they don't win at least 9 games, this is a total disaster the second half of the year for sure. 10 games should be more than attainable for them.
Right.
But they can't think that way, otherwise they will screw up.
The 3 games that they have in the next 11 days, including the game on Thanksgiving, if they get the next 2 games there, they're looking good. They're looking good. They are looking good.
If they split these next 2 before going with the Giants, I mean,
yeah,
you got to have.
But I think if they get these 2 games coming up,
I think they could
Minnesota,
they can take them
Detroit.
both. They could take them both.
They could.
They can. I mean, did you see that? What they're doing to teams in the first 2 quarters. Even the Green Bay Packers, the first game, they were up in the first half, and they learned, and they knew nothing about each other. Nothing about each other in that first game.
Except Aaron Rodgers. That's all they knew.
And now the Bears defense has gotten a swagger, a huge swagger, and they're not going to be the same team that Aaron Rodgers saw in the first game. It's going to be interesting, but I think the Packers are the only threat to the division right now. Minnesota, I don't like Minnesota. I don't like Minnesota because they're inconsistent.
Yeah, but
their defense is inconsistent.
But that's the thing about division games, Kelly, is the fact that you're watching your opponent. You're looking at the division.
Not this
and
team.
All these guys, no. I mean, I'm talking about Minnesota. I'm talking about even Detroit. They fought back. They had 7 points in the first half, and they fought back 15 points to finish with 22. So they weren't giving up. They talent for talent, they didn't match up with the Bears on the football field. But when it comes to heart and determination and emotion, they put it out there and did the best they possibly could. These other teams in the division, when you talk about Minnesota and you're talking about Green Bay, they see what the Bears are doing, just like everyone else, and their job, just like the Bears, is to win the division and get to the playoffs.
True.
Their jobs depend on that, and so just because the Bears are showing some improvements week in and week out, it doesn't necessarily say that, hey, they got this game. Minnesota, I don't like them because they're inconsistent. Minnesota will get up for the Chicago Bears. Whatever they've done wrong against other opponents, when they see the Bears on the schedule and they see what the Bears are doing and they're fighting for the division and in the second half of the season, they are fighting too. And it could be a dogfight for all we know.
Absolutely a dogfight.
And like you talked about, the penalties that the Bears have created for themselves week in and week out. Those penalties will come up to bite them eventually if they don't correct them in film study.
And I think Vic Fangio will get that done because, like you said, the games that they haven't been played against great teams, and they have the luxury of winning these games and learning not to lose these games. They're doing both. They're learning how to play with each other. They're learning the offensive and defensive systems. They're learning as they go because everything's new to these players. Rookie head coach, new system. They're 6-3 and one of the hardest.
Well, the Vic Fangio system has been in place. That's why they brought him back.
Yes.
These guys know his defensive
but
system.
not Khalil Mack nor Roquan Smith. The 2 best players on this team had no idea about this. They didn't even play the preseason. Okay? They didn't know that this was going to happen.
Yeah, but there are a lot of teams, and it's the trend we talked about on previous shows. It's the trend of the National Football League, Danny Carlino, that players aren't putting their teams aren't putting their players out there during preseason because they don't want them to get injured. They want 53 healthy bodies on the football field when it starts.
Well, let's face it. This time, Roquan Smith.
They know the system.
Roquan Smith. That was a contract abuse.
No, Kelly.
That's why he didn't go on.
But still, Fangio had time because you drafted him to see how he's going to fit. Now it's always different when you actually get on the field, but to have an idea, this is how I'm going to run it. If this guy's here, he had an idea. Mack was the president that just fell out of our lap.
It's like, guys, thank you.
I don't have to have a system for him. I'll just put him someplace and everybody.
Exactly.
I don't see how everyone else fits in around him.
Right.
We don't need Khalil Mack over at Los Angeles or Oakland or wherever we're playing. Las Vegas, because I'm the best coach ever. I got $100 million.
Well, you know what? He's got 10 seasons to make
and
something
$100 million,
happen there.
right?
And he's got some #1 draft picks coming up in the next couple of years.
He better be Jimmy Johnson with those #1
right.
picks.
If he's not,
probably will.
If he's not,
he probably will. John Gruden's not a slouch.
No, we don't know anymore, do we? He hasn't been in the game in 10 years. He's been great. He's been great in the booth.
You don't lose that much. You don't. In most cases,
sometimes the game passes you by.
Sometimes the game does.
And again,
he's a smart guy.
But again, if you don't have the horses, like Isaac once said, if you give me a bunch of donkeys, I can't win the Kentucky Derby.
You know what? He will have the horses. Why?
He better be a good trainer.
Because Alabama is still playing college football. Right.
He's
got some boys coming out.
You better be Jimmy Johnson and Bob Baffert to get
all
right
horses
coming
out
in the right direction.
For sure, folks. Real quick, the Bears scoring draft, first quarter, 35-yard gain. Allen Robinson, 11:22 mark, 3-yard touchdown run by Tariq Cohen, his 5th of the season. Trubisky 5 for 5 for 61 yards on that opening drive. The drive, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And, of course, Cody Parkey. Bears go up 6-0. 38 seconds in the first. Allen Robinson, 36-yard touchdown pass from Trubisky. Bears go up 13. 8 plays, 91 yards, 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Second quarter, 11:24 mark. Anthony Miller, 4th touchdown of the season, a 45-yard strike from Trubisky. Parkey misses an extra point.
Twice.
9:52 of the second quarter. Bryce Callahan, INT versus Matthew Stafford. Bears' 15th interception this season, tied with Dolphins NFL leaders. 8:14, Trubisky, 4-yard TD run, 4 plays, 18 yards, 1 minute, 38 seconds. Bears go up 26-0. Points off the INT. And, of course, Detroit, 44% in the red zone, 29th in the league, 14 touchdowns, 12 field goals at the first half of this game. 105, Mark Johnson, 1-yard TD run, 14 plays, 75 yards, 7:09 off the clock. Detroit, Bears going to the locker room with a 26-7 victory. They hold on and win. They roar back, or they roar and hold on. They tame the Lions 34-22. Your Chicago Bears. Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion, Kelly Lee Williams, and to the entire staff of the Rewind Sports 60, we want to say thank you all for being a part of our program. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule, your busy day, to share 2 hours of fun sports, entertainment, and news conversation. We're broadcasting from the world's famous Saranello's Ristorante Italiano right here in Wheeling. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the week. Happy Veterans Day to all of you out there, and we'll see you bright and early right after another Bear victory next week against the Minnesota Vikings here at Saranello's in Wheeling. Take care, everybody.